Hey, it's me. I'm here again. Hello, hi, it's Hydra. I figured that I would catch up with you guys because guess what? Happy New Year, happy holidays, all those sorts of things. I wasn't really around during all of that, so officially from me, hi. Hope your holidays were great. And from what you can tell from the banner decor behind me, it is, in fact, the birthday of the man standing before you right now. I turn the big 3-0, the gray whisker starter, I'm already a corpse, I'm 30. Tonight, to mourn the youth I once had, I'm going to strip down naked and dance around with a key light, Bo Burnham style, to celebrate such an occasion. It's been really weird though, because before the pandemic, right, I was 27 years old, right? I started the whole pandemic thing out at 27. I still felt like little baby. I did not feel 27. I felt like maybe 21 or 22 when I was 27. 28 rolls around, the pandemic hits, and suddenly I'm just in a blaze of like depression and isolation and all these weird things. 29 comes around, I've gotten a new house and I have a car and am knees deep in an old job that I absolutely hate, and I felt about 57 years old. And so now this year, I think this might be the first year that I'm actually able to sit down and be able to say that I feel my age, right? I don't feel overly crazy old. I don't feel like I am a little child who's in an adult body. I feel, I think, legitimately 30 years old. And it is quite the feeling. I don't know what to do with it yet, but this is where I'm at, right? I am a 30-year-old adult playing video games for a hobby, and also QAing video games and things for a living. It's a weird timeline, guys. I'm in the weirdest timeline. But regardless of how I feel, I'm 30 years old. It's another year gone by. I don't even remember when I did the last check-in video with you guys, but I figured I'd do another one because it feels a little monumental. I don't know. We're years into the pandemic. I'm a few years older, and I figured I would just talk with you guys and just be like, yo, how's everybody doing? How you all doing? Anyway, this is going to be a little bit more ranty than the last one, which was already a little bit more ranty than the last one. So whatever this is, let's swing through it together. So first off, I figured I would start off with like some of the critiques I have for my own channel and like what I plan on doing a little bit better. First of all, I am planning on figuring out a way to name a system in which I can try out new games. I can try out big games, but I'm not committing to a series because I already have a few series going on, and I don't think all of them are going to finish to the end. In fact, I think some of them are going to crash and burn, and that should be okay. But so what I'm currently thinking about doing is I'm thinking about changing the name structure of when I start playing new games, right? Because there's so many games I want to try out. Like I want to try out games. I want to see what different games are doing. And I think part of the problem is I want to try everything, but if I commit to everything, then there's a lot of backlog going on and I can't keep up with it. And I've figured this out. I've been so gung-ho about doing series that I've forgotten that series are a lot of work. They also don't get a lot of views, and that is completely fine for me because I don't get a lot of views. Like, I love all you guys. You're great. I don't get a lot of views just in general on YouTube. So they don't bring in a whole ton of views. Not worried about that. But in terms of engagement for you guys, right, if they're not... If I have 124 subs and there are 7 views on a series video... Right, like the people signing up for this also aren't getting what they want, right? So I think what I'm going to start off doing is I'm going to start like checking out new games, and I can play the new games and I can figure stuff out, and maybe throwing on a beginner video for said game, right? So maybe I play like the equivalent of 3 episodes. Maybe I take a bunch of pieces from like episode 1 and 2 and combine it together into a, hey, I have checked out this game, check out this game with me kind of video. But if I like that game enough, for instance, Hollow Knight, which I will be completing, I'm very sure of it. If I do like a game enough and I feel like, okay, this game is in the pocket and I should be able to actually finish a series on this, then I will redirect that and be like, hey, we're doing a series. This is a good series. People are into this game. Let's do it. Let's go that direction. And that way you guys aren't like wasting your time checking out a series that eventually is just not going to end properly, right? Like I'm going to Firefly you guys on some games and I don't want to do that to you. But that way you're able to realize, hey, he's checking out this game. Maybe it'll become a series. And that way you can also voice your vocal opinion. Hey, keep this up. I want to see more of this game. Or stay completely silent like crickets. And I definitely probably won't. A second thing that I want to work on to just become better at is just putting out different content. I've been doing gameplay for a long time and series for a long time, and I would like to put out more varied content on those other channels that I talked about in the last update video. I am still planning on doing that. I just need to get to it. And that will be probably this year will be where I start playing around with, hey, what goes on which channel? How does that upload process work? What kind of content am I going to make? It's probably going to start out a bit easier and then get a little bit more complicated as we go on. Maybe I figure out that's just too much work and it all should go on one channel, but we're going to check this out together and see how it goes. But I really do. I really want to get back into because I used to write scripts and stuff, not even just for my degree and things. But also just in general, I used to just think up and write stuff down, and I haven't done any video stuff around any of the stuff that I've worked on before, and it's just tragic. So we're going to start doing that. Now that I've dunked on myself a little bit, I also want to commend myself, because we went an entire year and it was a video every 2 weeks, at least, a lot of the times 1 week. I did it. We did an entire year, boys and girls. We did it, where I posted every week to every other week, and that feels very, very good. I did not expect to do that as easily as it happened. It felt great that I was able to do the process, do the stuff, and it didn't feel like at any point I was super hampered into messing that up, which is great. It means I have built up muscle memory. I managed to put out videos consistently. And not only that, but we even had that section where I was doing the Halloween stuff, and that felt great. That section, I think, had some of the most views that I've had on some of the videos I did, and I enjoyed working on those. I loved doing the smaller horror game section. That was so much fun. I absolutely enjoyed it. I played Flora Learns to Sing, which it was a brand new itch.io game that came out, and people were loving it. It was a great time. So I really enjoy doing that Halloween section, and I'm definitely going to do it again this year. As soon as Halloween starts wrapping around, I'm going to be just plugging through a bunch of horror games, because that was just such a good time, and I would love to do that. Of course, to round that back to a little bit of a criticism, the last game that I left us on was Resident Evil 2, which I still need to do. Still got to finish Resident Evil 2, but we'll get there. And hopefully in time for Resident Evil 4, which I would love to be able to just continue that journey forward. If we can just do that, if I can make that work, that would be great. So we've got an entire year ahead of us for a bunch of new content, a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of new experiments and trials and tribulations to making content for YouTube. But I hope it goes well, and I hope you guys go well, and I hope everything just goes well in going well. I have a couple of projects that I'm pretty excited for. I don't know if they're going to get done within the first month. They'll probably be a few months into the year, but I'm really excited, and they'll probably go on the main Hydra channel. That's not 100% for certain, because every time I've ever promised anything, I immediately get sick with either COVID or the flu, or I crunch my arm. Anything happens, which still, by the way, is not. It's still not aligned. I gotta get somebody to karate chop it into place. Every single time I try to promise anything in that sort of fashion, it just like the world hates me and it just doesn't happen. So I'm not going to promise anything to you guys. But what I will say is that I am starting to diversify, to spread, to hello me. What's up, man? Look at this nerd right here. He fucking sucks, man. Well, this is going to be distracting with me talking about me behind me, about my arm that I literally I'm starting to explore what I can do on here and get into the more like meaningful stuff, the meaty juice of content creation that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's hard to do that kind of stuff when it's just a hobby, but I appreciate that everybody who has supported me on Patreon has allowed me to do this hobby as unrestricted as possible. It's like, it's still wild to me every single time, like when I pop up Patreon, which I never update with the current video. I'm so sorry. I suck at that. Whenever I open up Patreon and I just see like there's a few people there who are still supporting me, I'm like, why? Why are you there? But I appreciate you thoroughly. Like, you're great. I just don't know what to do with the information. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird to me. I don't know. Thank you for an entire year of supporting me. Specifically, you guys, you've been there for an entire year and I can't thank you enough. So thank you. Appreciate it. This is another ramble. I don't know how to end this. This was for New Year's, this whole projector thing that I'm borrowing. And I need to give it back. I have had it for like a day extra than I was supposed to have it. I am truly sorry, and I will give it back. But I figured while I had it, I would display the last year of content up here because it's just kind of fun. It's been, I was supposed to technically record this a lot sooner in the day, and then I just kind of found myself sitting in a chair and just watching, and it's just wild to see like an entire year of your life go by in game form. It's just bizarre. I don't know what to do with that information either, other than just kind of stare like an idiot at me about to fail the turnaround puzzle. Get ready, get ready. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. And then it goes back. And then it goes back and I blubbed it. So then I go back. Yep. And then I'm just sad and I fail that whole thing. It's fine. It's whatever. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out because it's a decent, I think it's a decent video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for 2022, and I hope 2023 is a great time. One of the first things we're actually going to start off with in 2023, I believe there's going to be a week gap because I'm counting this as a video, quote unquote. So next week, we're going to have the finale of Say No More. That's going to be popping off, and then we should have some more gameplay from Resident Evil 2 sometime soon, which is also going to be lengthy, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I love editing. I love editing. But I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Hydra. This has been an update, and you guys are freaking great. Have a great one, and I'll see you in 23. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm just feeling this. I'm filling this time because I'm assuming I'm going to have like edited here like the Patreon. I can never say Patreons right. Have you ever heard me say patrons correctly? No, you haven't. I don't believe I've ever said patrons first. I think I've always said Patreons and then had to double back and collect myself to hopefully fix it later, but I never do. This is all filler. I'm going to go. Goodbye.